is Alexa, and welcome to my new channel. Sorry if you guys hear rattling in the back, that's just my dog moving around. But, yeah, I wanted to start this channel for, mostly sickle cell advocacy. If you don't know what sickle cell is, it is a condition. It's basically a blood condition. Instead of my blood cells being a normal shape, like round O's like this, mine are kind of like a C, or like a sickle. So about, I think it's about 70% of my blood with my certain type of sickle cell are sickle cells basically. And I basically just wanted to do a little Q&A. So, my first question that I get a lot is because I usually talk a lot about the different types of sickle cell. So, a lot of people ask me, what are the types of sickle cell? So, there are actually two different conditions, but they are basically the same. There's thalassemia and there is sickle cell anemia. Thalassemia is basically the same thing. It's just a very small percentage. So most of these people can live a normal life and not sickle. That's what we call when you're in immense pain, because this condition causes crippling, debilitating pain. So that's basically what thalassemia are. And I believe there is beta thalassemia and alpha thalassemia. Now, for sickle cell, there are, I think it's AB positive. Then it's SC, which is the second worst type that you can have, which is what I have. And then there is SS, which is the worst form of sickle cell, where about 85% of your cells are sickle cells. A lot of people call sickle cell the leukemia of red blood cells, because basically my body will never stop producing these sickle cells no matter what. No matter if I have stem cell or bone marrow, those are usually the cures they're using to try to cure it, but 90% of, not 90% of the time, but I believe it's like 55 to 65% of the time, your body is going to start making the sickle cells again. So, yeah, there are no cures for sickle cell, unfortunately, so it is a condition that I will have to live with for the rest of my life. And our mortality rate is actually very low. It's actually 40, but I know many people who are over 40 that live happily, perfectly normal lives, with very few side effects or symptoms. They seem to be okay. I'm, never 100% sure, because sickle cell patients are also, I feel like, known for hiding our pain very well. Sorry, I'm rambling. But on to the second question. So a lot of people always ask me, what does the pain feel like? That is the question I get, oh my God, so many times, especially if I'm in a crisis bad enough to be in a hospital setting. So the best way I can describe the pain is, like, when you're in crisis, there's always a baseline. There's always when you have a light that can turn up on a dial, but when you turn it down, it's very dim. That's how it starts. And then out of nowhere, it just full on, absolutely, the worst stabbing, pain you could feel. And it always is very pulsy, like this, all the time. So, yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. Everybody's stabbing, achy. I'm like, no, that's the best way for me to explain it. But another question I tend to get is, what do I do to manage my pain? Now, up until recently, most sickle cell patients were taught to control their pain with massive amounts of opioids, but with a whole bunch of I don't know if it's an epidemic or anything going on right now. I think it's an epidemic, I'm not sure, but it's crazy right now. So basically they recently took all of that away from sickle cell patients. So I've had to find some ways just to cope with it. I game a lot to keep my mind off of the pain, because with me I also have chronic pain because I've had so many crises that my body has so much wear and tear that at this point I'm always in some type of pain. So I usually use gaming to kind of put my mind off of it. I'm a big gamer. PC, Xbox, Switch. I'm that girl. But other than that, I don't use much medicine other than, like, I'm sure people who are taking medicines to control pain definitely know about this medicine called gabapentin. It's basically a nerve pain medication. And this other medicine called Flexeril. It's a muscle relaxer. I don't feel like either one of them do much, so I don't take them very often. But, that's some of the things people use. But another question that I get very often is, where do you have pain? And, like, where is usually your general area? So the thing about sickle cell anemia is that you can have pain anywhere. I've had crisis in my chest. I've had them in my head where they were like really, really severe headaches. I've had them in all of my joints, everything down to my ankles, like to my wrists, to a few months ago I had a really bad like shoulder flare up where it didn't go away for about 6 months. It like didn't completely stop for about 6 months. Yeah, those are basically, like, you can sickle anywhere, so, but those are my main areas. And my last question that I got from somebody are, what are the effects on the body? And sickle cell has affected my body so much. I recently just had a surgery on my hip because I developed another condition from having sickle cell called AVN, or avascular necrosis, which is basically bone deterioration. So in my hips and in the middle of my back, and I think, like they said, like the head of my femur, I have bone deterioration. And in my hips, it got so bad that recently, about, I want to say like 3 months ago, I had surgery on my hip to basically drill out all the dead bone and refill that space. I mean, not refill it, let that space like heal up with good fresh bone, basically. It was a very hard surgery. I couldn't walk for 6 weeks. It was absolutely hell. But so far I'm doing well. I'm not fully recovered, but I'm somewhat recovered. So yeah, I also have asthma because basically you sickle everywhere from your eyeballs. That's why my eyes have a yellow hue to it, to the blood that flows in and through your lungs. So I developed asthma from that. That's at least what they're saying I developed it from. I have, if you can tell, in my neck and like in my hands and my knuckles and stuff, I have insulin buildup. Basically, I have basically too much insulin in my system. So my neck and my knuckles and like my knees and stuff are usually darker than my actual skin. And one more side effect I wanted to talk about. Dang it. What is it? Crap. Sorry guys, I'm having a brain fart right now. Sure, it'll come to me. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I really wanted to start this because I feel as though sickle cell patients are basically suffering in silence and nobody talks about it, and it's time. I want this to make a difference, and I hope it does. So thank you guys, and I hope you tune into my channel again. I'm definitely going to try to make more videos. So I hope everybody has an awesome day or evening or whenever you're watching this. And, basically, like I say every day, you can do this and you guys are awesome. Hope you guys liked it. Bye.